Hi there and good morning. Welcome to my talk on how to use keyword research to identify emerging trends and opportunities for our business. I'm Jesse Ringer and I'm the founder of Methodometric, an SEO agency here in Vancouver, BC. We all know the importance of innovation for propelling our businesses forward, from the increased number of digital-ready people coming online, the reliance on automation and AI, as well as our dependency to use big data to help shape our digital strategies. We also know how important Google is in the customer journey to helping generate more revenue for our organizations. We also know that 15% of Google searches are happening for the very first time, as well as 65% of all searches result in 0 clicks, which means that users are often looking to refine their searches to improve the discoverability of information. All this creates opportunities for us to better understand our customers. So today's journey, we're going to go through how we can better understand what people are using to describe the products and services they're looking for, how to better understand keywords and the information contained within these search queries, as well as how to apply it to our website and business opportunities. The first thing we need to understand is what language is being used to describe our product or service. How people describe it will be how they search for it and give us an insight into how we can better market this product or service to them. One example I'd like to use is one for an on-the-job training software. This software helps enhance on-the-fly training for new frontline workers. But the term frontline workers has a lot of different connotations. So we look at salesperson and representative, but also employee and associate. We don't have a simple catch-all term for these types of workers. So even looking at the Google search results, we can see that there's quite a different landscape when using the different language. When looking at a salesperson training term, we see that there's a lot of transactional items, a lot of ads, a lot of courses, and a lot of pointed opportunities to convert into a lead. This also presents the problem of the fact that salesperson could be anything from a frontline retail worker up to a sales representative for a big organization. Conversely, when we look at frontline worker training, we see that it's a very informational search pack. We see a lot of questions and answers, as well as a lot of information to help educate the reader. So this also might not be the right situation for us to try and capture leads and demos. So here are a few problems that we found. One, given that we're living in a pandemic, the term frontline worker has definitely been co-opted into identifying hospital workers as well as ambulatory and police services. Salesperson is pretty general and doesn't really speak to the frontline aspect of our businesses. Representative really wasn't a term that we use at all for much of these employees. And an associate is kind of general, but not universally accepted as the nomenclature for this type of worker. So from here, we decided to focus on the key benefits of our software, from improved relationships from the frontline worker to the customer, as well as giving them opportunities to learn new skills and information about the products they're selling on the fly, and giving management an opportunity to quickly deploy updates to a wide variety of stores and giving them real-time analytics to manage and monitor performance. By focusing on these benefits, we were able to leverage the problem that we're trying to solve for the client, highlight key features of the product, as well as target less competitive search terms to rank and generate more traffic to the website. Before moving on, I want to discuss a technical piece that will help propel and shape your strategy into the future. Latent semantic indexing is a process that derives language from the page to better understand what this page topic is about. These relevant language pieces will help Google understand what the topic is of your page, and will help it better understand the context to help your page rank into the future. If we're talking about coffee, we would look at what other elements of coffee around the topic we could identify, such as drinks or glass, beans, other language like that. Conversely, related keywords are synonyms to help us break up the monotony of using the same word over and over. So to describe coffee, we could use espresso or cappuccino, and these variations will help us make the content more digestible and reach further within the search results. Both keywords and both phrases are vital to your keyword strategy and can be leveraged to start to draw connections between your new topic and the language that your searchers are using. The next step in our process is looking at the keyword data to help determine if there's a market for our new offering, as well as how we're going to communicate this offering to our customers. First thing we want to look at is the global competition. Language that we use in North America might not match what we use to describe something in the UK or Australia. We also want to know how many people are actually searching for these phrases, but also how competitive they are. If we're looking at something that's too competitive, we might not have an opportunity to rank and generate traffic for it. So, the next step we want to do is look at the trends. Are these trends trending upwards when we're looking at our keywords? Are more people using this phrase to describe a certain product or service? How much search volume is there? Are people actively using this on an ongoing basis? And just because there's a low search volume doesn't mean that it's not worth engaging with. It could just mean that there's a sign of things to come. Lastly, look for relevant keywords to help shape and expand your keyword set. Once we have a good keyword set in place, we want to look at the competitive and social aspects of it. So who's talking about this search term or topic on social media, but then also who is consistently ranking in Google search results will help you better identify what content and how you can write about this topic. Mirroring some of their successes currently will help you create new successes into the future. To recap that, start with Google, look for trends and autocomplete answers, then expand it to third-party data such as Stat Analytics, Ahrefs, or Answer the Public, as well as listening to your audience. The language that they use to talk about it on social media will give you a sense of how they're going to describe your product or search for it in the future. And lastly, investigate your competition. There's going to be opportunities that you can take from what they're doing and apply it to your own business. How do you take all that you've just learned and apply it to your business? With content clusters, we can leverage content groups or pillars to better understand the potential of your keyword list. Find themes within your keyword set to help organize your content. A website is built of clusters. This helps us organize the information on our website and makes it easier for our users to discover and find what they're looking for. This will help you theme out your content on your website, as well as build links between your pages and terms, and grouping these keywords together simplifies the writing process. Pages clustered together also support the purchase funnel and help Google better understand and rank your pages. Looking at content groupings from a holistic view, we can see the different phrases would be good to categorize this information. Looking at challengers versus enterprise or innovation versus crowdsourcing, we can look at different ways on how we can write and therefore showcase our products and services. Here we can then see how our growth is performing and if we're getting traction in the right areas for these given topics. With this information, you can start to iterate and evolve your business and messaging. Using content clusters, it's important to make the connection between your product or service and what people are actually searching for. Building this relationship helps Google understand the connection between your brand and the search queries that you're targeting. The first thing we want to start with is a pillar page. This will be the hub of your cluster and will speak to all of the pieces of your new product or service. Next, we'll start with building subpages that highlight key features of your product. And then taking it one step further, we'll create pages that identify the key benefits that will help solve the problem your customers are looking to solve. So, how do we put this into real practice? First, we want to look at semantic language. Use a mix of common and industry language to help develop the context around what it is that you're offering. Next, we're going to start linking between these pages. Help create the understanding with anchor text and internal links that are descriptive and relevant to this page. And lastly, we want to look for proximity terms. Keywords that can be found nearby, above, or below will all help Google and user better understand the relationship of the language. Once we've applied this thinking and strategy to our website, it's important to continue to optimize and iterate on our growth and successes. So, keep in mind, keyword research needs to be part of your market analysis. Look at factors such as the competition and search volume of these queries. Analyze the websites in the search results. Can you outperform them? Is there any information that you can replicate and apply to your own website? And then consider how you can include LSI thinking into your content. And then when moving into a new market or industry, focus on the problems you're trying to solve and not necessarily the newness of your product. Thanks.